Hi, welcome back to my channel. This week I will be trying to mood read. So I'm not normally a mood reader, and I also don't have TBRs. Normally what I'll do is, my reading is still planned, but it's not like, oh, we're in June, this is everything that I want to try and read. It's not like that. I'll start reading a book. I'm spoiling it. I'll start reading a book. By the time I'm kind of close to being finished, I'm kind of already searching for what I want to read next. However, since I've started my YouTube, a lot of the reading that I do are for videos. So it kind of is set. And the book that I just finished, I don't know if that video will be out first or if this will. I don't know, because I'm currently filming that and I'm going to start filming this one because the other one does have a set number of books for it. And I don't want to read what was scheduled next. I want to mood read. I want to just read what I'm in the mood for. And we are entering like that home stretch of June. We have today is June 23rd, and next week is going to be the last week of June. I think the last 2 days are Thursday, Friday, and I don't read Thursday, Friday, so I will be reading until Wednesday. I don't know if I will continue to film this video until Wednesday. We'll see how my mood is, but I just want to read what I want to read. So we're going to be starting off with Ethic. This is supposed to be its own video. However, I know it's going to take forever to get the other books in this series because for some reason I feel like out of Prada series and the Butterfly series, the Ethic series, for some reason my library just doesn't have the physical books or a lot of the ebooks. I don't know why. So this is actually a loan from another library to mine for me to read this. It's still from a library here in Louisiana, but after this I don't know what I want to read. We're just gonna play it by ear. Yeah, I'm so excited to read this, and hopefully I'm starting it early enough in the day. Today's Friday, where I could potentially finish it today, because I don't want to happen what happened with Moths to a Flame. You know, don't start this late. Start it when you know you have enough time to probably binge it. And I didn't. I ended up starting it, I think, on a work night. And I think at least it was a Thursday, but I wanted to stay up the entire time and just finish it. So I don't want to do that again. I want to at least make sure I have enough time, if I do end up binging this, that I can binge it now. And I've been craving to read this for some reason, and now I'm scared because now I'm going to start it. What if I don't like it? I will lose my mind if I don't like it. But worse, what if I love it and want to read the second book? I don't have the second book yet. So this is what we're going to be starting with, and then I'll come back at some point. I think I might want to pick one of my TBR books. I don't know yet, and just depending on what it is, I may go ahead and read it. If not, I might just pick another one, or I'll put it on the side and that'll be for something else, and I'm gonna just stick with one of my Kindle Unlimited books. But this is my main priority right now. Okay, so I finished Ethic. This took me a couple of hours. It's the same day that I started this video. It's still Friday. It's 10:15. I finished 6 minutes ago at 10:09. 5 stars. I can only kind of compare this to Moth to a Flame because that's the only other one that I've read. Now after this, I will be reading the Prada series, but honestly, I don't even think it's worth it now. Like, I'm gonna still read the Prada series, but I think I can go ahead and just wait until I finish this one, because I was hoping that whoever was in the Prada series I wouldn't meet until like the next book, but I think we kind of already get some kind of explanation, some kind of connection to the Prada series in this one. I kind of skimmed it because I didn't want to spoil it for myself, but I think it's already been spoiled, so I don't think I need to read the Prada series like right after this. I can just wait until I'm done with the series. It's definitely dark, heartbreaking, it's raw, it's emotional. Yeah, so I think next, so now I can bring this back to the library. I think next I'm going to go ahead and pick, I don't have the top on it, go ahead and pick one of my TBR books. but because this is mood reading, so my two options, picking another book, because I do want something kind of light and fluffy, and I don't really own any dark books besides like this series right here, but I've read these books already. Depending on what I pick, I might just put it back in here and read something else. Whatever I do pick, I don't think I'm gonna pick again. If I pick something that I don't want to read, I'll just read something else. The other book that I've been thinking about, a mutual of mine on TikTok was posting about it today, and it caught my eye. Invoking the Blood, which is a fantasy, a spicy fantasy. I just don't know because it is very long. It's like 500 plus pages, so kind of like Fourth Wing, except the chapters in here are short. It's like 80 something chapters, but that just depends on what I pick out of here, because there are a couple of books, depending on my mood, that I don't necessarily want to read right now, so it's gotta be a good one. I'm scared. It could be worse. It could be worse. This I've had for a very long time. Let me go grab it. And I'll look for some tabs. So this is Transcendence. It's spicy. It is short. One of the reasons I've been putting it off is the same reason why I'm also a little nervous to read Love in the Red Zone. They're both huge. They're both huge. The way they look, it comes off as like a large print edition. I don't like, I'm dragging both of these books. I don't like the fonts. This looks like a typewriter. It's very dense, it's very small. Same thing here. Like, what is this? But this is short. Not so much this. This is a little long. I don't know what this is even about. Another thing, I don't like the cover. But I definitely could have picked a wasa. I may or may not start it tonight. I have read a book similar to this. I know that he's some kind of like Tarzan man. It's called Row. I think by Dylan Page or Page Dylan. One of the two. Okay, so we're gonna start this off by saying, would I be mood reading if I didn't go ahead and change the book that I said I was gonna be reading to something else? No, but I don't know if that just made sense. I was gonna be starting this today. Today's Saturday. I did not. You guys know that I am a morning reader. It's 4:59. I did read this morning, but it was not this because I didn't feel like getting out of bed to go get it. I hadn't picked tabs yet. I wasn't doing none of that. So I went ahead and started the other book that I mentioned before. I don't know if I kept that in this or if I'm gonna keep that in the previous clip or if I might edit that out. But the other book that I was thinking about starting was Invoking the Blood by Callista Neath. Pretty sure she's Asian. The author's Asian. So this is a BIPOC book. I'm assuming this could be interracial. There are some pictures. So this is a fantasy, by the way. I guess I'm reading fantasy now. But let me find the picture. Even though this is a fantasy world, she does mention that the FMC in here is Asian. He's clearly, so I'm assuming this is possibly interracial. My hand is shaking. I started that this morning. It's a fantasy. I'm on chapter 4. For some reason, I've been reading on my phone lately. All I know is that this is spicy. I just want to come on here and say, I probably spent about 5 minutes, hell, more than 5 minutes, trying to say that instead of starting this one, I started this one. It's always like that. So where did I leave off the other day? I think yesterday I said that I was going to be starting a book called Invoking the Blood or something. DNF'd. I think I DNF'd yesterday, which is when I also started it Saturday morning. Today's Sunday. I DNF'd later that night at 18%. I wasn't feeling it. Had it have been like just a romance and not a fantasy, sure, I maybe could have tried to push through. However, it's a long book, and not only that, it's a fantasy. No. The biggest turnoff in a book for me is whenever there's repetition, but specifically with dialogue, because I don't like that. And we had a character named Faye, who was our FMC, and her sister named Sparrow. I can't tell you how many times Faye called Sparrow a hooker. Now, I love the word hooker.
Hooker. But I wanted to hook her and throw her out the window.
Can we not think of a different word? A different name? Hooker wasn't working for me. So we hooked it out, okay? So then yesterday I decided to start one of my Kindle ebooks. So like my books that I got for free. That's the only time I buy ebooks. I have a couple on here that they were like $1.99 or 99 cents, but I normally only download them when they're free. Because for some reason, when I think of my Kindle, I think of it like the library, which is why I love KU. I'm borrowing the book to read it, and then I'm sending it back when I'm done, and maybe buying the paperback when I finish. I don't like the idea of buying an ebook and that ebook staying on my Kindle. I don't like that. With that being said, the only books that I do buy are the free ones. And Stuff Your Kindle, I think I saw is on June 30th or the 29th. I think it's on the 30th, which I'm sure it's Friday. Yeah, I think it normally is on a Friday. But anyway, so I decided to read one of my Kindle books. This one is called Carnal Cryptids, East Coast. I think this is book 1. It's short, it's not that long. Right here. It's Why Choose. Technically, is this fantasy? Sure. But it's a monster romance. Honestly, monster romances and fantasy to me are not the same thing, which is crazy because the one that I DNF'd was a vampire romance. However, when I think of vampire, I think of a monster romance. But that one really was a fantasy. They just happen to be vampires. It's a Why Choose. It has MM in it. I think, oh, by the way, I did change my cover. I got them to, I don't know if I said that already, but what I noticed, the screen is off. You don't have to swipe anymore to, like when it turns on. When you turn it on, it just turns on. So this is the blank screen. This is what I'm reading. When I press the button, it just turns on. And I did flip my screen back. You'll see. So I did flip it back to the vertical orientation instead of having it like this. I got tired of it like that, so I'm back to reading it like this. So I'm on 20%. I'm at 20%. 20%, and I probably have like 3 hours left. Page 62. 3 hours and 51 minutes left. But I'm thirsty. I got a cherry slush. Who am I kidding? I don't like drinking with this on. I also did start this morning Transcendence, and I think that's actually what I'm going to continue after this. But guess what? Because today is Sunday, you guessed it, I'm going to wash my hair. Tonight's the BET Awards, so I'm going to also try and, I'm a sucker for award shows, okay? And my mom did say that she was going to watch it with me this time. So, I did not get that far. I think I'm on page 4. Yeah, I'm on page 4, literally. But I think I'm kind of in the mood to get to this today. So after I wash my hair, I think this is my deep condition day. So I'm gonna sit under my steamer, get through some more of this, and then maybe some more of this eventually. But I think they're both around the same amount of pages. This one might be a tad bit shorter, like by, I don't know, 60, but we'll see. Today is Monday. Today is Tuesday. I never updated at all yesterday. Where did I leave off? I just finished Carnal Cryptids. I'm kind of conflicted about the rating. I was leaning more towards a 3 because of the plot. I wasn't into the plot. I have a couple of notes so I don't forget. The reason why I think I want to give it a 4 is because I didn't go into it for the plot in the first place. And the spice gave. So I think I am going to give it a 4. If not, maybe like a 3.5 or like a 3.75, but round it up to a 4. With that being said, I think I realize now with the monster romances, I'm not a fan, because this is why I choose. I don't think I'm a fan for all of them to be like different animals or different creatures. So we had one was a demon, one was a snake, and one was a moth. I'm not into that. I'll be one thing for me. I've never read a why choose monster romance. I think this was my first one. Most of them that I read are just MF or no, because I've read some FF. I have them right here actually. Right here. Little Green. Well, I don't know if this is sapphic though. I think it is. Little Green Vines by Britt Andrews. It eats, okay? The other thing, the conflict happens. So I don't like when the conflict is put at the very end of the book, right? 90%, 95%. I hate that. I like it around the 80% mark to 85%. This one felt like it was around 70%. What are we doing with the next, what is that, 15%? Or is that 30%? Wait, 70. What are we doing in the next 30%? Because so I think it didn't even feel that long, if I'm being honest, even though I was reading this for what, 3 days, chomping at the bits. But it didn't feel long. But I feel like if she wanted to do this kind of book where the conflict was put at the end-ish like that, it should have been shorter. Take out, I don't even know what she could have taken out because I enjoyed it. I'm also still reading Transcendence, but if you guys remember, I have an arc that comes out Thursday, the 29th. So, because I'm finished with this, my main priority next is going to be this arc because I like to read my arcs before they come out. Now, it's not her fault for sending it late because she didn't. She sent it like a month ago. I'm just now getting to it. I don't know why. I think it's because I just read the first book in the duet. By the way, I'm talking about After Rain. I just read the first book, Rain, I think last month. I think it was like one of my last books of the month. Or one of the first books of the month. And I don't know, I just didn't want to get to it this soon. But we have to now. Luckily, I don't think it's that long. This is the cover. This is going to be my main priority. I'm going to start this today, hopefully get as far as I can. And then I'll get back into Transcendence maybe tomorrow. I would show you, but I have no idea where the book is. I was just reading it yesterday and can't find it. But I think I'm around the halfway mark. Let's start again. I have no idea when I last updated. All I know is today is Thursday, June 29th. So I do not read today, and I'm not going to be reading tomorrow. I did, in fact, finish After Rain yesterday. So the last time I updated must have been Tuesday because I said I was going to start After Rain. And I did end up finishing it yesterday, and it came out today, which is Thursday. 5 stars. I can't really say much about it just because you literally have to read the first book first. First book is called Rain. All I will say is that it is a marriage in trouble. It's emotional, it's raw. When I posted about it on my Instagram, I said I literally read it from cover to cover. everything. I read everything at the beginning. I even listened to the playlist. And I don't really like listening to the playlist if the author provides it at the beginning, only because I'm more of an instrumental kind of person. I can't listen to songs with lyrics because it's too distracting. But I did, so I could get more into the vibe of this. I don't like how this looks. Like, I look creamy. I think it's the way, oh, that looks, I like it better. Okay, never mind. Okay. Oh, I messed it up. I read, I think 45% the Tuesday, and I ended up reading the last of it yesterday. I had about 2 hours left, so it was very fast paced. Coming from the first book, you're very comfortable with the characters, and maybe that's why it came off as fast paced. And then we have Transcendence. I am DNFing it. Literally this much left. I thought I would try and skim it today, just skim the rest. I don't think I can, so I'm going to put this on Pango Books, which I think I was always planning on it. So I stopped on chapter 17, page 208. So boring. It's so boring. It started off really good, and this is only one POV. It's his POV, Ed. And Ed does not have, she tells you at the beginning that he doesn't have the Broca's area or something in his brain, so Ed can't learn to speak. And where's the dog comment? It's very much like your dog that might learn a whole bunch of commands, but she or he doesn't know the word talk. So that's kind of how it is. And I thought it was interesting because we're not getting her POV, Elizabeth. We're not getting her POV. We're literally just getting his, and he's kind of saying, you know, like she's yapping, and it's like we don't know exactly what she's saying. The way that her actions are explained, it's like we can kind of infer what she's saying. So I thought that was really interesting. And then it was where I picked up yesterday. It started off really good, and then once you get towards, I don't know, the halfway mark, it was just, I was like, I don't care. I really don't care. So yes, let's see. Let's kind of recap what I did in this video. How many books did I read? I don't even know when I started this video. I must have started this on Friday. I don't remember what I read in this video. Okay, yeah. So my first book of this one was Ethic. Ethic was the first book. That was a 5-star because I was mood reading this time. So did I only read 3 books? There's no way. No, I read 4. No. Yeah, I guess I only read 3. Ethic, After Rain, and East Coast, Carnal Cryptids. Those are the only 3 I think I finished. And then I DNF'd Transcendence. This video was chaotic. We're just gonna end it like this, because why not? It's my video. I do what I want. Bye. Okay, we're filming my thumbnail. This is obviously probably a month later. I forgot to do it at the time because I didn't like what I had on. I remember. Okay, so we have a bunch of nonsense books. We don't care about that. Oh, you can't even see what's on my lap. How do I make it look chaotic? Wait, what is this video? Mood reading? Okay. Let's see. Can you see my Kindle? Wait, let me fix my glasses. Oh, what's the kind of emotion I want? Can you see my eyes? That's fine.